I wrote another book, just came out this year. It's called The Capitalist Manifesto.
Yeah.
And all it is quotes. I mean, we've been warring for so many years. Like I said, I read the Communist Manifesto in 1965. I was 18 years old. I went to school in New York. And my economics teacher didn't go to a woke snowflake university. He went to West Point, U.S. Military Academy.
Okay.
And during World War II, my instructor, my economics teacher, was a B-17 pilot. He went down and came back, prisoner of war, still escaped, and all this stuff. So I'm 18 years old, sitting in his class, and instead of reading, the great economists are like Malthus, Keynes, Ricardo, Adam Smith, and all those guys, he didn't have us read that. Our economics teacher had us read Marx, Stalin, Lenin, Mao, Hitler, and I went, holy mackerel. And so when I read the Communist Manifesto, only 50 pages,
Yeah.
I said, my family's communist. They believe so when I graduated from Kings Point U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, I refused to join the labor union. My poor dad, head of the labor union.
Of course.
Hawaii State Teachers Communist Party. Hawaii State Teachers. I'm not saying they're bad people.
I understand.
You have the freedom to believe in what you want to believe in. But if you don't know what you've been put in your head, your kids are sitting in school right now getting stuff put in their brain that is actually Marxist or Stalin or Lenin or Mao. And guess who's killed the most people? Communists. You look at, I was a U.S. Marine. I joined the Marines for one reason. Their mission is to kill people. They're very clear on their mission. You don't want to kill people. I was a pilot, right? You don't want to kill people? Join the Coast Guard. Save people. It's really quite that black and white clear, So I said, well, if I'm going to go to Vietnam, I didn't have to go because I was draft exempt because my industry was oil. I'm an oil man. I went to school to learn to drive oil tankers. Today I own oil wells. That's how education paid off for me. I don't own oil stock. I own oil wells. I sell oil. I don't sell stock.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Anyway, so I'm sitting there listening to this teacher going, I think I just don't want to join a labor union. And so since the Vietnam War was still on, I didn't have to go. If I was going to fight, who do you want to fight with? A bunch of guys carrying purses or guys carrying a gun? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that
I do.
I am a Marine. I speak like a Marine. I am a Marine. And in my core, my values are very, very Marine core. My attorney is airborne, 82nd Airborne. We come from different value systems, and we're as tough as nails. And so every time I hear these woke snowflake university people, I'm going, what are we doing to the young men of this country? Today the biggest problem is too many boys have been raised by their moms because the guys are flaking out. And then they go to school and get taught by women school teachers. And today I hear women complaining, well, there's no men out there. I said, well, because they're taught by their mothers.
Femme-centric systems.
Yes. And then, I said, well, let the boy go into the girls' restroom. As a guy, I wouldn't mind, but there's better ways to get there's better way to get your cheap thrills. You know what I mean?
Go.
And so it's so messed up. And but I am a hardcore U.S. Marine. I did some horrible things at war. I was a gunship pilot. We had a life expectancy of 30 days. 30 days. If I didn't want to live 30 days, I would have flown transports like a CH-47 or a CH-53. Different mission. But gunship pilots got in close and killed people. We're crystal clear on our mission, our duties. I went down 3 times. And my biggest job was to get my crew home in one piece. We all came home in one piece. No injuries, no broken limbs, no missing legs. That was my job. And I never fought to kill. I fought to be brave, to prove I could do it. I fought for courage. I fought for our freedom. Then I came home. I landed Norton Air Force Base in California, the People's Republic of California, and I got spit on by the hippies. The Woodstock generation,
yes.
the love generation. I'm getting spit on. I think Nancy Pelosi was in that crowd. Not sure, but anyway, I'm going. And then the guy in charge of all of us, he says, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we fought for. I'm like, what do you mean? He says, we fought for the freedom to spit on us. That's a U.S. Marine.
Yeah.
He says, we just can't kill them. I said, okay, good. So I fight back with financial education.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I do what they don't teach in school. In the Marine Corps, they call it short arm inspection. Pull down the zipper. You don't know what's underneath there anymore. Or in Spanish, if we're in Miami, no cojones. no balls, you know.
There you go, yeah.
I've never met such swishy. I mean, it's okay, it's your freedom. You want to act like a swish, you know, it's up to you. But I'm a Marine. I'm a man. Now, the good thing is there's fewer men, which is good for me because they don't fight back. Same as why they want to defund the police, why they want to take away our guns. Generally, yeah, women go to war now, but when I was in Vietnam, the women were nurses. They were just as brave as the men.
Of course.
I saw my friends, my attorney is, again, he's 82nd Airborne. 82nd Airborne's culture and values are very similar to Marine Corps. Very, very strong. You don't screw anybody. You tell the truth. You fight hard. And I found that his wife was an Army nurse in Afghanistan. And I said, where is she? And we're at a party in Phoenix. And I went up to her. I just gave her a big hug and thanked her. She says, what's this for? I said, because there are times as a pilot, sometimes we picked up bodies on the field. And so we'd have bodies with guts and all this stuff blown apart. I don't know how they were living. And I fly into the MASH hospital at China Beach outside of Da Nang in Vietnam. And these women, these nurses would come out, just drag the bodies off. And we just take off and like this, get back to the fighting. I never said thank you to them. So when I met his wife, because that's what she was doing in Afghanistan, I gave her a big hug and said thank you for being a very, very strong woman. And my wife's a very strong woman, but we're separated. She had enough of the Marine Corps stuff for me.
Oh, really? It was too much?
Well, I'm pretty much of an asshole. I'm pretty macho, you know. She says, I don't, you know, you're just too strong all the time. She says, you're always fighting, you're always arguing, always doing this stuff. I'm going, would you rather have me carrying a purse? If you want to carry a purse and wear lipstick, that's up to you. It's a free country. I don't really care. I don't care who you sleep with. It's none of my business. Well, there's earned, portfolio, passive. Earned is when you work for money. Your savings are earned income. That's where you're taxed the highest. And then passive income is income from stocks and bonds generally. That's portfolio. Capital gains. Portfolio is when you buy low, sell high. I never sell. I have an asset, I keep that asset. And then portfolio income is capital gains and passive income is cash flow. So that was the whole thing. That's my board game is cash flow. People say, why did you create the board game cash flow? Because another great entrepreneur in education is Maria Montessori. And she said, what the hand does, the mind remembers. What the hand does, the mind remembers. Again, deeds, not words, not what a person says, what are they doing? So I was ADD, you know, I have no attention span. But my rich dad taught me playing Monopoly. And so I would go work for him for free because he says, if I pay you, you'll think like an employee. So I worked for him for free. Then he would teach me about money playing Monopoly. And we all know the formula: 4 green greenhouses, 1 red hotel. So today I own red hotels and lots of green, about 12,000 greenhouses.
Small ebook, big impact, The Wealth Tree. The only 4 ways that will make you financially free forever. Download it here for free.